Hey guys, Shade753 here to bring you the follow-up of my exposing of skuxxskits. I think that's his name. Sorry about that, I needed to leave for a sec. So basically, this guy's saying that I'm the one who's a fanboy of Bruce Lee. And like, he's saying that he isn't a fanboy of anything. Now, that's the thing. Look, you're a fanboy of UFC and MMA, duh. I even said that in the video. He was asking what he was a fanboy of. I said it in the freaking video. And like, you're like, y'all, yeah, I love you. Yeah, I love UFC. I want to be in it one day. Yada. Answer the other questions, please. Like, this is the basis of the argument right here. Like, I'll admit I like Bruce. But your whole argument is based on the fact that he wasn't professional and thus not a fighter. Okay. Like, not only that, but he also denies the facts. Like, he makes nonsensical arguments and denies the facts, just like a fanboy. Now, let me get this out of the way. Just because you're not professional, just because you're not in the UFC or MMA, doesn't automatically mean that you're not a fighter. A fighter is a fighter no matter what history you have. In fact, UFC and MMA hasn't always been here. Think about the Middle Ages or like ancient Greek. Like, back in ancient Greek, they had gladiators. People who would fight to the death. Those are like blood-hungry warriors. You don't think they qualify as fighters? But by your logic, they're not in UFC, so they're not real fighters. Yeah. Or look at the people who died in the Civil War, American Civil War. They were shooting each other. Those people were dying left and right. But they're not fighters. They're not real warriors by your logic, since they're not in UFC. And right here, he says that I talk a whole bunch of shit, but that isn't backed up by anything. That I'm too lazy to give any evidence towards my argument. Are you serious? Are you serious? Did you even watch the video to completion? I brought up all kinds of evidence. I showed clips, I showed video clips, and I showed other websites. Lots of it. Also, he also mentions that I was reading off the other comments and just assuming they were right. Look, before, off screen, I checked to make sure everything those guys said were true, and they were true. In fact, I corrected one of those people who said something. They said that Bruce Lee invented UFC, which he didn't. He was just one of the reasons why it's still around. If I didn't go off screen and check to make sure that those people were true, what they were saying was true, then I wouldn't have been able to say that, now was I? He also says that those facts about Bruce Lee aren't true. He questions how I know this. How do I know that those are all real? Well, I do know because of official sources. This is an entire documentary about him. Also, he says something really, really immature. Hold on a second. This is my mom coming. So he says that he doesn't like being on internet or having arguments over the internet, mainly because he's immature and he wants to win everything. It's just his mindset because he likes to settle things in fights, physical fights, to show who the better man is. Really? Really? That is the most immature thing that I've heard in a long time of doing these videos. I mean, wow. Just look at this. Okay, winning a fight doesn't show who the better fighter is, who the better man is. It just shows who the better fighter is. The better man is someone with honor, integrity, maturity, puts others before himself. Even accepting losing a fight would show humility. And you know what? Even if winning a fight did show who the better man it was, how was that going to settle the debate? Whatever you're arguing over, that's the important thing. who's right and who's wrong. Regardless who the better man is, that's not going to prove who's right over the subject. If you were going to argue about politics, if you're going to argue about the 1% and is homosexuality right or wrong, are you just going to beat the crap out of somebody? Oh, I beat the crap out of that guy. Like, I beat the crap out of Obama. Therefore, the Republicans are the best. The Republicans are right. We should be with them. No, that wouldn't make any sense. No. Just no, man. Okay, and look at this. Look, like, some or most of that may have been true, but it's been since the Middle Ages. Whatever problem you have with a person, you prove yourself in a fight who the better man is. So the problem is always who's the better man. Is that always the problem? I'm gonna suck my mom's. Okay, I'm back. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So the problem is always who's the better man is. So in the Middle Ages, the only thing that people argued about, what? Thank you. The only thing that people argued about was who the better man is. It had nothing to do with unfair treatment of citizens. It had nothing to do with corrupt leaders, with corrupt governments, or any of that, or just living in a terrible place in general. The only thing that people argued about was who the better man was. What? Oh, thank you. And, in fact, hold on a second. Better man was. That's how I look at it. I'm a proud Norwegian of one of. Stupid thing. The code says never back down from any challenge anyone gives you. That which means we fight till we die to get what we want. So everybody is always challenging you to a physical conflict. So like it doesn't matter what you're debating over. It always has to be settled in physical conflict. You're gonna be like like if you're gonna debate if the moon landing was real or fake, you're gonna have to beat the crap out of the guy. Beating the crap out of the guy is just gonna show physical evidence proving your point. And really, you're gonna fight till we die over any challenge. Okay. In fact, look, wow, I'd hate to see you get into politics with that logic. Yeah, because that just imagine him in politics. Imagine him, hey, Obama, I don't agree with you diplomats. Then punches him straight in the face. That would be amazing. Okay, I'm gonna bring this to a close. Like, that's why I am a fighter, which you know nothing about. So that's my point with Bruce Lee. He is not a fighter. He's an expert. He's an expert at movement and health. Okay. Now, there's a lot of things I could say about the Bruce Lee part, but let's focus on here. I am a fighter. Now, I'm going to repeat this. His whole argument was that a real fighter is professional in the UFC and stuff like that. And yet he calls himself that he is a fighter, but he's not pro. In fact, let's go back up. Look, yes, I love UFC, and one day he wants to be in the UFC one day, which means he is not professional, and by his logic, you are not a real fighter. See this is what happens when people. This is what happens when you have bad logic. Your whole thing will come crashing down once people bring up things that make sense. If you're gonna have a set opinion, I can respect anybody's opinion, but if you're gonna base that opinion off of something really dumb, like really dumb reasonings to believe in it, so that's like saying that let me think of an example. I got one. That's like saying you don't believe in the moon. You don't believe the moon landing was real because it's an old video. Like saying, oh, it's an old video, so the whole thing was fake. The whole thing never happened. Yeah, that's bad logic. That's what you're doing here. You have bad logic. If you believe Bruce Lee was a fake, okay, but you're going to need to have some valid reasoning for that. If you're just going to put... Now, I could accept it if your reasoning was just faith. I mean, that I can accept that. Because like, that's the reasoning for many religions is faith. But... Okay, now I'm just getting off topic. Like, also he says, like, that, like, I know nothing about fighting. Like, you call it fighters... You know, wait, that's his. That's mine. Let me read his. That's my point. But he's not a fighter. Oh wait, he said, I am a fighter which you know nothing about. I don't know anything about fighting, really. Now, if you go up to like a entirely different comment sections, he asked, what's my experience in martial arts and whatnot. And I told him, I am currently a first degree black belt in Taekwondo and I go to ATA. But I don't know. Look, I told him that. In fact, and I can prove that. Okay, so right here are all my belts for Taekwondo. And yeah, I don't actually have one of those things that you hang them up on, so I just kind of use this. Here, look, this is white belt, orange belt, yellow belt, camel, green, purples. And hold on a sec. I forgot what the stripe is called, but I do know this. This is the midterm. See those stripes? Those are used for midterms in Taekwondo. I don't know if they're used in any other forms of martial arts, or maybe it's just used in ATA, but I do know that those are used. It's a blue, which I also have these midterms on. My brown, midterms. My red belt, midterms. And then this is my this is called black belt recommended, which means you're almost there. You're almost there. And still, I midtermed that. So like, basically, once you have the belt, you have to wait for a while to test, which you get a midterm. And then after that midterm, you're gonna wait a while to get another test, and this time you get to move on to the next belt. That's how like these work. Now, back in the early forms, you don't midterm. And like. Now, sometimes you can get these like special yellow or other colored stripes here to show that you're in a what's it called, the leadership class. I'm not sure they do that for any other schools, but that's what they do in ATA. In fact, let me show you my certificate. Right here is my pride and joy, my certificate to my black belt, or a certificate paper, whatever you want to call it. I love it. Look how far I've come. Look how far. These are both expired cards I had in it. No, these are expired, so I need to get a new one. Well, I think maybe just one of them is expired. I don't really know. Also, I have my magazine subscription to Taekwondo, the ATA. In fact, I want you people to join ATA. For those of you who are looking to get a good workout and learn martial arts, join this. You can look it up online. You can probably find it. So, right there, proof of my martial arts experience. In fact, here's right here. First place. look, Dallas Duels ATA Championship points. Let me get it into the light better. Okay, Dallas Duels, martial arts, Taekwondo championships. I even have it engraved. First place sparring, Dalen Black. Oh crap! I just said my name. I was trying to keep myself anonymous, but I might as well just come clean. You guys know my name now. I'm Dalen Blackman. So that's who I am, and this is my first place. Also, right here. Yeah, let's show this one. Right here is my sword. No, it used to have a strap on it, but I took it off. And this one is intended now. Like
when I got this, I was really dumb. I was like 14 when I got this sword. Now this is intended for. This is not sharp at all. It's made of real metal, but it's not sharp at all. This is intended. This is for decoration. And because of that, I thought like maybe I could like scratch it against the wall, make it sharpened. I just ended up giving it this big scar looking on it. And I like when you have these swords, the thing about these swords is that like when you shake it around, it comes loose. So I use super glue to like keep it in there because I wanted to make this into a real sword. So, but it didn't really work out. Apparently super glue can easily come off. The second this thing, if I were to swing this, the second it would hit something, it would come out. So, it's made of real metal, but it is intended for decoration. It's meant to stay like that. Had to go around messing things. 14-year-old mindset. In fact, this is not a sword. Now this one is also intended for decoration, but let me get this out. Get this out. Hard to hold this and hold the camera, hold my phone at the same time. Okay. Yeah, retractable. Where's the other part? Is it stuck? I know there's more to this. I know there's more to this sword than that. This is intended for both decoration, but can also be played around with. You can't actually cut things because it shakes around. Look at that. My mom won't let me get a real sword. This is another thing I want. Now, I'm not going to lie. I got last place in this one. I never even got engraved, too. I got last place in this one because I slacked off. I did not. I was just terrible. I was just terrible at that practice. I also had another one, but I cannot really find it. I had like another one that had third place on it, but I couldn't really find it. In fact, hold a sec. Here's some DVDs. And here's some DVDs. This is Shaogung. This is Shaogung 2, which means black belt recommended. Basically, the other half of red belt. And this one is the black belt one, like first degree black belt. So I'm in. I have not yet had my belt. What's it called? With engraved. It's like once you get a black belt, you're free to have it labeled, but it costs money, which I do not have, so I have not done that yet. So that's all I have to show, which is all proof that I do have martial arts experience. Now let's look back this. Okay, so this is something that he just added in now. Like, Taekwondo doesn't mean shit. It's nice that you're fluent in a martial art, keyword A. Then that's cool, but wait a minute. What do you mean A? Is it bad to be fluent in just a martial art? You know, a lot of people in the MMA just know one martial art. But like, basically, but that's cool, but I'm talking about competitions. I've been in boxing competitions, lots of street fights, and, well, wait a minute, street fights? I'm just gonna let it go for now. Like karate competitions and MMA, like you're not a professional yet, but you're working on it. Here's the thing: it's like I've been in many competitions. For my first time, I already explained this stuff. Like, but you're not a pro yet, and by your logic, that means you're not a real fighter at all. Post. Like and subscribe, guys. This video's over. Peace.